Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to talk about something that was just running through my mind. Am I recording? Yeah. I wasn't thinking about it when I took my walk this morning. I listened to a mentor podcast, and then I put on some 80s music, and I started thinking about something that I do often, and it's such a small movement, but it's really so visceral and emotional for me. So when I'm sitting around, I have a tendency to pull my shirt out. Like, you know, when you feel like you're not comfortable in your body and you feel like you're overweight, or you feel like confidence isn't really there, and you just do that. Like, you kind of scrunch your shoulders down and pull that shirt pull. There's two things I used to do with that. I used to be very conscious of it. Every time I did it, I thought to myself, either, Jesus, like, are we really this insecure? Or I would think, I'm so uncomfortable in my body right now, and I would do that shirt pull, and in my mind for a brief second I would think I was giving myself a little dopamine boost, but I was really hitting myself with cortisol. For those of you, who aren't familiar with these things, dopamine and serotonin, sorry about the truck, are these great little chemicals that we have in our body that our brain releases. And dopamine and serotonin are good hormones, and they make you feel uplifted and happy and confident. And cortisol is your stress hormone, and that makes you feel stressed out, uncomfortable, just not really good in your skin. And then I was thinking about when I go to the gym, and how often when I'm training, I look around to kind of see if anyone's watching me, or if anyone's noticing how much weight I'm lifting, or it can be ego driven. But then I was thinking about the differences between people who do that at the gym. And what I came to understand just now this morning is that the very confident person who goes to the gym and is looking around, and I don't mean menacingly staring at people and being creepy, I mean just kind of looking around to see if people are noticing, who is a very confident person, is looking because in their mind and in their heart they believe that people will be impressed to see how well they're doing. And while they do that, they get these little releases of dopamine and serotonin, and they feel great at the gym. And they feel like they're doing a good job. And that little dopamine and little serotonin hit, well, that drives their confidence, which drives their progress, which drives their success. And it's a very good thing for them to be looking around the gym to see who's noticing them. Now, on the other hand, you've got, on the other spectrum, someone who is looking around the gym at people, and when they notice people kind of looking, they immediately feel self-conscious, and they hate their body, and they think they're being judged. Now, the truth of the matter is, probably nobody in the gym is actually noticing either. This is not an external effect. This is internal. Nobody's really talking to anybody. So that person who's feeling stressed and feeling uncomfortable and feeling self-conscious, well, instead of dopamine and serotonin, their brain is just giving them little shots of cortisol, which, on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, feeds their self-consciousness, fuels their discomfort, which fuels their failure, which fuels their depression, which fuels their probably not wanting to go to the gym again or do anything. So the person, we'll say person A, who's confident and feeling good, they leave the gym, they take a shower, they feel great. They've got that high that you get when you go to the gym, that great feeling where you're like, yeah, maybe I hated doing that last sit, but man, I feel good about doing it. And they go home, and their brain and their body and their mind and everything is saying, let's eat clean. Let's eat a nice light lunch. Let's keep this going. I like the way this feels. And it's just success for that person. The person who leaves the gym feeling terrible maybe even skips the shower at the gym because they're afraid someone's going to walk in while they're showering, or they're very uncomfortable with their body around other people, and they're thinking about that as they leave. So they did the gym workout. They feel terrible. They don't get the high from the gym. They actually leave the gym feeling worse than they felt before they went there. And that breaks my heart, because nobody should feel that way. You should never feel bad, self-conscious, or uncomfortable about trying to better your life. It takes a lot of courage to be the person who doesn't have the confidence to go to the gym, and you go anyway. So they go home and they probably don't have a light lunch. They probably eat something terrible. They probably go for a comfort food. They, drink some soda, eat some ice cream, anything they can do to get that false dopamine and false serotonin hit that they're looking for. And they will get it. You will get it from eating, ice cream. You'll get it from eating comfort food. But that's a dangerous thing. So those are the internal factors. It's a bit external because you are noticing other people, but it's mostly an internal struggle. You're assuming you know what everyone else is thinking. So you go through your day, you either feel super confident or you feel super terrible. So, the person that feels great could go to the gym one day and they can look over and see somebody scowling. And maybe that breaks their confidence a little bit. So to me, this is more of an external factor. You looked at someone and it was an actual interaction. And you start thinking about it. And all of a sudden you're mentally pulling your t-shirt, you're pulling your shirt out all day and you're not feeling so great. Or the person who feels terrible could go to the gym one day and notice someone smiling at them or nodding, give them a nod for like, good job, you're doing a great thing. And then they'll get that sweet little dopamine hit. And then they get a little bit of confidence. And these are external factors. People are interacting with you and they're causing you to feel a certain way. What's sad about that is I've known people, and I've been guilty of it myself, where I'm on a high and I notice someone scowl and they're clearly scowling at me, and maybe they're having a bad day. I don't really know what's going on in their mind, but they crash my self-confidence. And then I'm person B. And I've had people smile at me and, give me a nod or come by and say, hey, man, when you first came to the gym, you were kind of, not moving really well and your workouts didn't look good, but I've noticed you've really trimmed down. You're looking great. It actually happened to me at a gym once. And man, did I feel great. So I guess what I'm getting at there is you could work your butt off and feel positive all the time. And it only takes, it could only take one terrible moment to bring that all crashing down. And I guess it's more about psychology than it is about physicality. But what I want to say is try your best, keep going. Don't let other people influence you, good or bad. I mean, it's nice to take a compliment and it's nice to feel good, but it's really got to be an internal thing that you're doing for yourself. Don't depend on other people to make you feel good about yourself. Feel good about yourself and take their compliments with grace and get a little bit of a happy dose from that, but don't depend on other people for your happiness. Definitely don't depend on other people for your, sadness. Eleanor Roosevelt said, nobody can make us feel inferior without our permission. So when someone makes you feel terrible, you, in a way, self-conscious or consciously gave them permission to do that. I know that's a hard pill to swallow and we don't want to think that. Like, what kind of backward thinking is that? I'm responsible for how someone else made me feel bad? Yeah, you are. I know it's a hard pill to swallow, but that's kind of a victim mentality to think that it's their fault for making you feel bad. I'm not really even sure where I was going with this morning, but I just had that thought in my mind. And I'm not sure if there's a solution to all that. There's definitely not a quick fix. It's just, I was thinking about the difference between how something can be good for one person and bad for another, but the thing itself is not necessarily bad. I guess you could think like bananas. I'm very allergic to bananas. Most people eat a banana, they get a shot of potassium and sugar and they get energy and they feel great. I take a banana, I puff out, my throat closes, I turn red, I get itchy, and I get very uncomfortable. Now that doesn't make the banana good or bad. It's an inanimate object and it doesn't fall into a category. But good and bad for certain people, yes. Which is the same thing with confidence and certain situations, like looking around the gym to see if people are noticing you. Everybody does it. If you're a confident person and you use that to fuel your success and your progress, good for you. If you're a self-conscious person who unfortunately uses that to fuel your sadness and your self-worth and self-consciousness, then that's bad. But I promise you, if you keep going to the gym and you keep fighting through it, and when you go home you don't give in, you don't eat that peanut butter, Buster Parfait or 2 cheeseburgers, the day will come where you're not pulling on your shirt anymore and you're looking around the gym and you're smiling because you've built up your confidence and you're feeling much better. So that's all I have for this morning. I really apologize for the trucks. I'm probably going to start filming my videos after my walk when I'm sitting down at the computer. But when I think of these things, I kind of have to work on them in real time, because by the time I'm home, I've already forgotten everything I was thinking about, and I'm just thinking about my day. So love and light, everybody. Have a great day.